As Erling Haaland smashes record after record as a Norwegian striker, he's not the first Norwegian forward to create an impact in the game. You see, Norwegian soil has been quite fertile when it comes to strikers, even if you don't know every single one of them. Of course, you may remember Oleg Gunar Solciar, but there are more superstars to have emerged from the Scandinavian land. So hang on till the end as we reveal the best players Norway has ever produced, and the one Haaland will soon be looking to overtake. Joran Anderson. Starting us off is a tall, handsome fellow named Joran Anderson. The current national team coach of Hong Kong was quite the player himself in his heyday. After all, the sport was always in Joran's genes, with mother Björg Anderson being an international handball player in the 70s. Joran Anderson is most popular for a record that he made while playing in Germany. He was the first ever foreigner to be the top scorer in the Bundesliga in West Germany, a league that started the same year he was born back in 1963. It happened in 88-89 while playing for Eintracht Frankfurt in a season where he found the net 18 times and helped his side to a third-place finish. A failed move to Genoa meant that he had to move to Fortuna Düsseldorf, where he scored just 5 times in the season, and by the time he returned to Eintracht, they had already replaced him with a certain Anthony Yeboah. After that, most of Joran's career saw him play for different clubs in Germany and Switzerland, but he never quite found the form of 88-89. He played 27 times for his country and scored 5 times. Josh King. Joshua King is a Premier League regular who found a niche for himself at Bournemouth. After signing for Manchester United from Vålerenga, King went on 4 different loans before finding some stability for Blackburn Rovers. But the best phase of his career came while playing for the Cherries in the Premier League under Eddie Howe. He was the club's highest scorer in the first season of the club back in the Premier League with 6 goals. But his best season for the club came in 2018-19, when he scored 12 goals for the club in the Premier League, keeping the club in the top division. He currently plays for Fenerbahce and will be looking to rediscover the form that made him such a pivotal player for Eddie Howe. For his country, he remains a regular, having played 62 times already with 20 goals to show for his efforts. Tore Andre Flo. When a transfer fee record set in 2000 still stands, it can tell you a lot about the quality of a player. And Tore Andre Flo was a special talent, managing around 67 goals in Norwegian football before signing for Chelsea at the age of 23. He became a regular at Stamford Bridge, becoming the top scorer of the club in 2000-2001. As Chelsea signed Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank and Eidur Gudjohnsen, it was time for Flo to leave London. And so, Tore Andre Flo signed for Rangers from Chelsea in 2000 for a Scottish record of £12 million, which is still the highest sum ever paid by a Scottish club to sign a player. It was a bold move that looked great at the time. After all, Flo had done quite well for himself at Chelsea and was seen as the star that could help Rangers overtake a Martin O'Neill-inspired Celtic. But it didn't happen like that. Flo could never shake off his transfer fee and eventually had to go back to England. For Norway, his best game came in 1998, as he scored to help Norway beat Brazil and advance to the second round of the World Cup 1998. He currently manages Sogndal in the Norwegian 2nd Division. John Carew. Premiership fans would remember John Carew for his exceptional partnership with Gabby Agbonlahor at Villa, but he achieved much more than that in his career. He was the first ever black player to play for Norway and remains the 5th most capped player of the country. The towering 6'5" forward played 91 times for his country, getting 24 goals in the process. Perhaps the most exciting spell of his career came in Spain with Valencia, as he was vital in helping them to a place in the Champions League final where they lost to Bayern on penalties. These days, he can be seen doing acting projects for Norwegian television. Ole Gunnar Solciar. For modern fans, Solciar is the manager who was at the wheel in an era of false hope for United fans. But for others, he's the one who completed United's legendary comeback in the Champions League final against Bayern. Solciar came to United on the back of some exceptional goal-scoring exploits back home. and his first season in England saw him become the top scorer for United in 1996–97, and earned the nickname Baby-Faced Assassin. Solciar was always the man of crisis for Sir Alex Ferguson, and someone who earned the title of Super Sub, but some fans wonder what he could have achieved had he been a regular at another club. Solciar played 67 times for his country, scoring 23 goals in the process. Odd Iversen. With all respect for the other legends, Odd is Rosenborg's greatest player of all time. These were the words of ex-Rosenborg and national team coach Ole Bidiza. And this statement is not without merit for one of the best Norwegian players of all time. And Rosenborg are of course the most successful club in Norway with 26 titles in total. Odd played most of his football in Norway and was especially great for Rosenborg, where he started his professional career. He holds the record of most goals in a single season in Norway, scoring 30 times in 18 games, a truly prolific record. Premier League fans would remember his son Stefan Iversen, who played for Spurs and Palace in quite a successful career for himself. But his father surely has a greater legacy. Odd played 45 times for Norway and scored 19 goals, and throughout his career managed 0.66 goals per game, which is an incredible record over a long career. Jorgen Yuva. Jorgen Yuva is considered by some as the greatest Norwegian striker to have graced the game. And while not much footage of him exists, he's still a regular fixture in the record books. Being Norway's highest goal scorer ever shows the legacy he created, scoring 33 times in 45 appearances for his country. But to lead Norway to a bronze medal in the 1936 Berlin Olympics speaks volumes about his impact on the game in Norway. Maybe Erling Haaland can do the same. And the opposition he did it against was Germany, with their Führer watching, reportedly the only game he saw. After his retirement, Juve became a non-fiction writer and a journalist, and a good one at that. The Norwegians are proud of their football and have produced several exceptional strikers over the years. And in Erling Haaland, they have someone who could be on the top of this list in a few years' time. After all, he's already scored 20 times for his country and is well on his way to breaking the record of Yuva. While this may be it for this one, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click on the notification bell icon to let YouTube remind you when we post a video next.